Mr. Smith.
One of these days, we're going to figure this thing out. What's up, y'all? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King M.E show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
And we are back in our home state. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Can we tilt the camera now?
Can we tilt the camera now? Yes, we can.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't wait until the last minute to ask for something.
You know what? It's all good.
Were you peaceful?
I was.
You were
I
good and
was.
peaceful?
I was good and peaceful.
My bad,
All right.
homie.
Is that
My bad.
too much of a tilt down?
No, that is perfect. We can work with that.
No doubt.
Everyone needs to be able to see my gorgeous locks.
The ones that were really curly for as long as they were curly.
Oh my gosh, they were curly until that rain. Everything from like Thursday on was like, bye-bye curls. Bye-bye.
We here at the King M.E show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship. Real being relatable,
entertaining,
accountable,
and loving.
So, if you're new to our live stream, welcome and thank you. For those of y'all that are going to be catching it on audio only format, leave a comment or a review as well. We'll really appreciate that. That's something that we're going to start asking for in 2025. It would have been nice if it was in 2024. Asking for in 2024. Whatever. In 2025, we'd like to hear from the people that are watching and or listening. So if you're catching it on audio only podcast, leave a comment with thoughts about what you think about how we doing and things that we can improve on. Because we got some improvements coming. And
then also, please make sure you go to our Linktree page, which is https:// the King M.E show. Well, link, the Linktree stuff, whatever. All of our handles and stuff, our websites are there. But you have to go so you can see a picture and see what my locks look like, because the Lord has been good. Okay.
No doubt. Well, this is our last live stream of 2024.
What?
We made it. We still together.
We still together, baby.
Who were the actors and actresses on that? Because that was In Living Single, right? Who was that? And we still together.
Was that In Living Single or was that
I'm sorry, In Living Color. In Living Color.
So that was the Wayans.
Yeah.
So that was Kim Wayans.
Kim and Damon. It was one of
the boys. I get them all the way mixed up.
Yeah. Well, if you are,
they just all run together.
Born in the 80s and under or and over, then you know exactly what we're talking about. Where we go, but we still together. Well, we're gonna do a 2024 in review kind of episode because my memory is trash. I hope that Michelle can kind of lead the way with how things went as far as what we've done and what we've accomplished together. I told her before the show that the biggest thing that I enjoyed or the thing that I loved is that we do this show whether we have 1 people, 2 people, 1,000 or no watchers, right? We enjoy this. And part of why we do it is this is part of our check-in. This is how we can communicate with each other, as communication is key.
Right.
I think you have something to speak about that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And this is also one of the ways that we learn each other.
Mm-hmm.
there were some things that we learned from these episodes that we do, that there were some challenges. I'll say it that way. We had to speak about it, communicate through it, and navigate it to see if what was presented to us is something that we could work on.
Right.
Or if she was going to put on her track shoes or I was going to put on my track shoes and skedaddle. But we're here.
We're here.
And I don't plan on going anywhere. I told her, look, for as long as you want to wake up in the morning and say hey and say I love you, I'm here for it. If at any point that changes, I can't make her love me. You can't make you love me. Sound like that should be a song.
Yeah.
I butchered it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I can make you love me if you don't. It's like a country song. Isn't it like Shania Twain or something?
Mm-hmm. My mom might know. Speaking of mothers, CC Smith is in the building. We're going to be talking about her because we got the chance to see her over Christmas.
We did.
And complete the infinity stone of meeting all of the parents. So that was done. We got Sparta HQ in the building and said, hey guys, that's my main Pete. Pete, we're drinking out of the mugs that you got us today. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Now, Michelle, let's go back. Part of what we do and how we keep tabs and how you help me in my memory is we have a calendar of things that showcases stuff for different months. But you're kind of like a personal calendar without me having to get up and go over there and get it. So we don't maybe have to get into specifics, but we ended the new year asking each other what we wanted to see in the upcoming year from each other. And in my opinion, we hit all of those milestones and the things that we talked about together. How do you think we started the year out?
Well, we started off the year, I think we started off pretty strong. New Year's Eve last year, me, you, your daughter, her then boyfriend, and your daughter's mom, and the gentleman that she was then seeing, we all went to Dave & Buster's. We played some games, and then we brought in the new year, and then literally at 12:01, we were like, all right, we're all going home because we're old and sleepy, and the place where we had gone was like 30 minutes down the road. So we had that opportunity to, bring in the new year together, which I thought was fun and engaging. People may not know, but I had pulled you off to the side and we had a word of prayer before bringing in the new year because I wanted to bring in the new year with prayer. So we literally prayed into the new year, and then I don't know, like everything was kind of a blur at the beginning of last year. I just remember we had a lot of things kind of like this coming year. We have a lot of things on our plate that we needed to accomplish, and we just kind of hit the ground running immediately.
We did. Now, what I can summarize, probably the first quarter was exactly what you just said. It was just busy. We both had a lot of things going individually. Somebody wants to make sure that it's important that we still find time to be together.
Yes, because our schedules are so busy, y'all. Like we literally just before we went live, we took a moment to synchronize our schedules for this coming week. And it's really kind of sad just how busy we are. Like even with me being off until Thursday, we're still like really, really busy all the time. And I appreciate moments like this where we can just come together and just sit. Oh, you know what? Why don't we go quarter by quarter?
Yeah, that works.
So Q1, January 1st through March 31st. We didn't do a lot of traveling during that time, but I think because we're included in March 31st, we hit upon Easter Resurrection Sunday. So let's talk about that. So leading up in February of this year, I had foot surgery and I learned one very chilling fact.
What's that?
I don't do well at a slow pace. Like I needed, when I had my gallbladder surgery, okay, I couldn't, walk for that day. But then like the day after, later on that day and, the day after, I was able to kind of be mobile, just not like up to my full routine. But foot surgery, man, I had to hobble around for a little bit. And that slow pace is just not for me. I'm so go, 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 go. That's the ADHD in me. Like I need to be out and moving. And that foot surgery made me, number one, have to rely on someone else because King had to like get everything for me and do everything for me for that like couple days period. And it wasn't something I was used to. And then also in that was Resurrection Sunday. So we went over to my cousin Aaron's house and we had dinner with him.
That's right.
And the only reason I'm holding on to that is because that transitions into Q2, where in Q2 you had COVID.
Yes.
And that's kind of where the fun began for this year. What pictures you got for us, or what you got for us?
I'll bring them up. But Blanche too, we see you. We see you. I was gonna can't interrupt the lady while she's speaking to acknowledge you, but we do see our chats. And shout out to you for popping in over on Twitch. I love whenever we get people that show up on some of the other platforms that we're still trying to build on. So hey, we appreciate you popping in. Said read the chat. We got you, man. Tarika said, I want a shirt. Tarika, I tried to find the photo of when I came down to see you in September and I could not find it. So,
Tarika, what size shirt do you wear?
I'll text you and figure out what size shirt you wear, and you'll get one. I got you. And I appreciate her just even asking for that.
Yeah.
You know, and Tarika's been one of our supporters from day one, which is something that we wanted to acknowledge. But we'll do that a little bit later. There's a group of people that we do want to acknowledge that's been rocking with us since day one. Tarika is definitely be one of those people that we acknowledge. And we're going to send you a shirt, Tarika. We're going to send you a shirt. And it says, King, am I sitting on the phone book? I mean, I might be in a booster seat. Shut up, Pete. How about that? No, man. Hey, again, this right here, this came from Pete. Pete's been somebody that's been a supporter of us as well. So to Pete, brother, we definitely want to say thank you too. You are on that list. You made the list. Let's see. Tarika says she's always going to be one of our supporters.
Aw, thank you.
That's dope.
Thank you.
So we're going into Q2. What just happened?
I dropped my slipper.
Okay. So we're going into Q2. Q2, I caught COVID. Y'all, look, if you've never had the beer virus, it sucks. The end. Michelle's a trooper, though. From one of the first times that I got sick, when her and I first met, I didn't expect her to, basically be a nurse. Because when I get sick, I'm the biggest baby you will ever see. So even when her and I were just friends, I got sick in 2022. And she had this whole kit. And initially, I thought it was overkill. But she does that to this day. Now that I've gotten to know her, what it is she just wants you to be healthy and good, so that you can go on and live your life. And I'm going to say this as a joke. For the people that love her, she wants you to be healthy so you can love on her.
Yeah, pretty much. Because how are you going to take care of me? How are you going to snuggle with me? How are you going to love on me if you're sick? So let me get you back to health and back to wellness. Love on me. That's smart.
So she will do all of the things to make sure that you get back to health. And it's something that I'm thankful for. It's one of the things that I spotted earlier on before her and I even made things on the official couple tip. And when I caught the beer virus in 2024, second quarter, she did the same thing. So it wasn't something that she was doing just to all right, I'm going to show this man that I can do this. So
that way I can trap him and he'll be mine forever and ever and ever.
No, that's just how she is. She wants the people that she respects, loves, and care about to not be sick, be healthy and well. And I'm thankful for that.
Aww.
So Q2 was kind of the same thing. It was a bit of a blur.
Well, it was a blur because you had a lot of health things. So you got sick right at the beginning of Q2. And then we kind of spent the rest of the year prioritizing your health and making sure that you had everything that you needed. You went to all the doctor appointments. Like, our calendar is overflowing with doctor appointments. And then before the end of Q2, we did take a trip down to Florida, our first long road trip. So me, you, and Castle, we all went down to Florida in Q2.
When? Wait, we did go down to Florida. Wow. See, this is why she's here. She's our historian. I forgot about that.
Yep, it was at the end of our. It was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, we had a chance. She got a chance to see a bit of my crew, the folks who I game with. We call each other the Afros. We're all U.S. Air Force veterans as well. And one of the things that we're going to also talk about as well, the amount of people that's invited us into their home, right? The Afros.
Except for Ron. I'm so mad at Ron. Love Rachel. Love his wife, Rachel. Ron's still mad at.
No doubt. The Harrises later on this year.
Yeah.
We had a chance to see Lady Dinah, but that was in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Came to their home this year for the first time.
For content creators or
just people in general?
So
folks
we're
that we
always at the Carrasquillos.
Carrasquillos.
Yeah. Carrasquillos.
Yeah.
In my head, good. I just got to the L's. Okay. Carrasquillos. We're always in their home. So I don't even know if they count at this point. But hey, we're always there.
Mm-hmm.
The Cunninghams.
Yes.
We were at the Cunninghams' home. Who else did we visit? I mean, technically, you want to count the Smiths?
Sure.
We were at the Smiths' home, and then the Lassiters. So my cousins, we were there.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot.
We did. Did I forget to lock the door or somebody coming in?
I don't know, because it sounded like the door was locking.
Okay. I got thunder and lightning ready in case something got to pop off. Y'all couldn't hear. There's a electronic door over there, and I was going to have to represent. Q2 gets done, and Q3, and we really start.
Oh, we were grinding,
moving. Philadelphia, which I have a photo here of the Real Precious. We got a chance to see her over the 4th. She was one of the earlier supporters of us, as well as me and Precious, the one over here with the striped shirt on. She's a content creator as well.
Yeah. Great
human being, awesome person. She was a supporter of us working out. Now, this is going to be interesting. As someone who's normally not here this early, is here.
Is he going to guess? Is he going to be a guest speaker?
What? Pop in real quick.
He's going to be a guest speaker. Hold on. Let me give up my mic so that he can be a guest.
We got...
Hello, sir.
Someone else who was also a supporter of ours, a.k.a. You might have to bend down a little bit.
Oh, pause.
Pause. Hold on.
Pause.
No Diddy. This is the man that is going to be responsible for our new setup here sometime soon, brother.
Can't rush the artist.
No doubt. This is my main man, Sean, host of The Dating Game, YouTube, Instagram, all of that joint. The dude can build anything with his hands, all right?
Just not a lady yet. Work on that one.
Hey, yes, working on that one. So look, y'all, if you are a supporter of us, go over to The Dating Game and check out his content as well. He's going to be coming into 2025 with content by storm. Mm-hmm. The new studio is going to be fire, and we can't wait for y'all to see it.
TDG.
No doubt. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That is Sean. Oh, snap. All right, I got it. Hey, You got some people that say, "Hey, Sean." I got it, babe. Yep. But hey, this is a whole different kind of episode we got going on.
This is what happens at the end of the year. We just it just is what it is.
So Q3 is where we're at right now. That's when we saw Precious. When did we see Free T? And we had a lot more people that joined when Sean popped up.
I know, right? He brought it all in. Free T was Q2 because that was when we went down to
Florida.
It's when we went to Florida and then we swung back through Alabama. So that's when we saw Free T.
Okay, so y'all look, that's Free T. Free T's an amazing person. I can't say I grew up with her, but we grew up together.
She taught your youngest sister.
Yes, which is a thing that comes back full circle. She's a content creator as well. Her page is growing. So we also say go over to Free T over on YouTube and support her as well. I'm going to put the link down in the description.
TEA, so like tea, the drink.
All right. Now, talk us through some other parts of Q3 that you want to bring up as well. So when was the family reunion? Was that Q3? Okay.
So first of all, I want to go back. We're speaking again in business terms. So the year has 12 months. It is divided into 4. Q1 is January 1st through March 31st. Q2 is April 1st through June 30th. Q3 is July 1 through September 30th. And Q4 is October 1st through in Q4. When we saw Free T, that was at the end of May.
Okay.
So end of May was right before Memorial Day or Memorial Day weekend. And then we did all of the rest of our traveling. Well, at least I did because I felt like I was never home in the month of July. So that was Q3. July started with us going up to Philly. Me realizing that downtown Philly has mice in their hotels and homie don't play that. So there was that whole situation.
Look, Philly showed us love. The hotel, though.
Including the mice. The mice just wanted to be a part of it.
And that was one of the first times that I really saw you get emotional as we were trying to figure out the traveling situation. Yeah. That was different for me.
But you're still here.
It was that was different for me. And I like to share why.
Okay.
So I came from a military background, kind of. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran. For those of y'all that are new to us and don't know that, and in some pretty crappy situations, right? So for me, I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm used to getting jerked around a bit, right? We're working towards getting towards that 4-star, 5-star status because we've been kind of bougie. We've had some first class flights.
Yes.
All right.
And now I can't go back. Like I flew Southwest after that, and I was just like, oh, it's not the same. And I love Southwest.
And one of these days, we're just gonna stay at like the Waldorf just to do it.
Just for no real rhyme or reason.
But that Philly situation with the hotel, we changed the rooms 3 or 4 times. 4 times.
We have 4 different rooms.
Until we got a room that was mouse free, that didn't have food already in the refrigerator from a previous tenant. All of that jazz. And Michelle was emotional, and she should have been. I was trying to consider, because for me, I'm a fixer. How do we fix this? Does this mean we go get a different hotel after already? Because we drove, right?
Yeah, we drove.
Yeah, after already driving for where we live to Philly is not that far. But I was ready to just go, let's just find a different spot and make it work out. But it worked out.
It ended up working out. Castle worked her first job.
Yeah. Castle's our kid. She had worked her first job.
She ended up working one day. Because the educators, the staff members at the educators union, they went on strike, which is the ultimate irony for me. They went on strike and Castle wasn't needed for the rest of the days. So she worked her first job, and it was so nice. Like we had that picture of her and her first day attire. It was literally her only paying work day of the entire year. So that's kind of awesome. Kind of awesome. And then I went on a learning tour after that, followed by family reunion,
which I tried to find the picture of all of us, and I couldn't find that.
One,
but I did get the one of me and Big Mar. Shout out to Mar.
Hey, his birthday was not too long ago. It was on the 17th.
Dope. Yeah, he's one of the people that watch us and support us as well over on TikTok.
The
TikTok, which we're supposed to be live over there, but I don't see it.
It probably
is what it is. Oh, we had when did we be a part of a movie? Her and I are likely gonna be on a movie.
Oh,
what month was that?
That was before my surgery, so that was early February.
So early February, if y'all zoom in kind of on the middle, we're right there in the middle.
We are in there, yes.
And she had a chance to meet who again?
I met Superman. Like, I need you to know I am a Superman fan. I'm not a Batman person at all, but I got to meet the one and only Superman, also known as Dean Cain.
Yep. She had a chance to meet Dean Cain. We went to go be extra of the movie, and in one of the scenes, they selected us to be, we don't know if we're going to make the final cut. We're going to speak this into existence.
We're going to speak it as though it is. Yes, we are going to be in that movie.
But they had selected us, for our gorgeousness and handsomeness to be in a specific background towards the end of the movie. So we hope that we do get the chance to make that. And as we were in with, I go and I get a bling, I go check my phone, and she done got a whole selfie with Dean Cain.
But just so you know, so handsome, it's typically used for a man, however, or masculine gender. However, when you're talking about a couple, especially opposite a heterosexual couple, you can say handsome. So we are a handsome couple.
Okay. I never knew that.
I forget why in the rules of it or whatever, but we are a handsome couple. And they noticed that, and they were like, we want this couple to be in our movie.
You learned me something today.
I got you, bro.
Oh, I do have this one here.
Oh, that's our family reunion.
Yep. So this was in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
We spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania this year.
We did. Oh, we did.
We did. Yes.
Oh, and remember when we also went up to, when was that? That we went up to...
Don't cover your mouth, please.
New England.
Was that this year?
That was this year.
Why did we go to New England?
We went up to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
That's right.
And we were supposed to meet up with Steven.
Mr. Walker.
Whom did not show up. But yeah, so we went. When was that?
When was that?
It was one of the months. Oh, I know exactly when it was because we like to set ourselves up for failure. So the weekend before we went down to Florida, we went up to Rhode Island, New Hampshire, or wherever that was.
We do be moving.
We do, which is so funny because we met up with my cousins today. And one of my cousins, now mind you, these two cousins are from Baltimore, okay? But one cousin, she got married and she now lives in North Carolina. And she said something so country to us today. She looked at us and she said, we don't let the grass grow under our feet.
No. No, we don't. Now, we have been jumping around a bit, but let's acknowledge that on my 40th birthday, which I turned 40 this year, that's a milestone. We went down to the beach and we had got the chance to parasail together with Castle and one of her friends. And that was special to me because she made these cupcakes right here.
And by made, he means I made my way to someone who could bake those.
And if y'all can't tell, I'm a huge Alabama fan. So Roll those Tide. Cupcakes say Roll Tide or some version of the support of the Alabama football team, who didn't do too hot this year. But
no, we're not gonna dwell on negativity.
But we got my main man Nate is in the building. Said happy early New Year. Stay safe. Nate, let's just keep this up here. We talked about you. Because while we have collected the Infinity Stone of parents, you are somebody that was huge in me growing up as a person. The lessons that I've learned, like, for example, Nate used to always say, if you ever see me and you see a bear in the woods, try to bear because this ain't what you want. I get that from him. Okay. And just all these little phrases and sayings and things that I still say to this day. Nate's, while he's my uncle, he's more of an older brother. He was the man that got me into sports and football and things like that. And they haven't met yet. You've met everybody else, apparently.
Except for your brother, Austin. I haven't met him
yet.
That's
right.
Either.
You met all my siblings.
It's literally just those two. I have not met your uncle and I have not met your brother. Those are literally the only two people that I haven't met.
So we have to fix that in 2025. I don't know how.
I feel like I've gone to the South enough to be able to meet them. I feel like y'all got a whopping 24 hours to make it happen to get up here to the North so that I can meet you before 24 comes to an end. I've done my part. I've traveled to the South. I have been to the South at least 3 times this year, whether it was the 2 times that I went with you or the 1 time that I went on the learning tour. I done been there. I've linked up with your father when I've gone to the South, albeit not this year. I linked up with Whit when I went down to the South. I've linked up with people. So at this point, y'all got 24 hours. Make it work. Make it do what it do. Come up here, BWI and IAD. They're local. We'll meet you at the airport. Yo move.
Look at him. He just hit the laughing emoji. But we are going to make that happen. Your niece graduates this year. It's not like she's invited time to come up if you ever just wanted to take some time to see something different and come up to the DMV area, Nate. We would most definitely welcome you up here for Shiggity. That's in May.
Yep.
But we'll talk about what's upcoming in 2025 as we end the stream or get kind of towards the end. What else? Oh, so we went to the White House.
Yes, we did. That was a Q4 thing.
Okay.
Right at the beginning of Q4. We had an opportunity to go and tour the White House. And while I tell people you should definitely go check out the White House, I will say this, the process to get in the building, including the application process to get your name on the list and all of that, is significantly longer than the tour itself. So in order to visit the White House, you have to write to one of your representatives, whether it's a member of Congress from your local area or a local senator, and then say, hey, I want to tour the White House. And then these are the dates that I would like to go tour the White House. Then they'll send you an email that you have to then respond to. And it's like this back and forth before the confirmation kicks in. And then once the confirmation kicks in, you go down there and then there's like this huge long line, security out the wazoo that you have to go through. And I promise you, that whole tour is like a solid 20-minute tour.
Yeah.
If that.
It's not that long at all.
It really does. Like all jokes aside, it really does take longer to go through security than it does to tour the White House for the parts that you can see as a person.
Now I'm trying to bring something up here. What is this?
Bring up. What memory was it from?
It was from what we just did to close out this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we just came from, we're exhausted. When this show is over, we're going to sleep. We just came from a 4-state, 7-day tour of 8 museums. 8 museums, I think we did. Who am I throwing under the bus?
Finish your thought.
So we just did all of that tour and it was amazing. We are exhausted. We did see a lot. We did over 2,300 miles of traveling in 7 days. All the various places that we had an opportunity to visit. We saw family, we saw friends, we saw memorial sites that played a great role, rights, history, and voting history, all of that.
Pete said, I forgot the Comic-Con. We were considering things that her and I have been through together as we went through the year. But the Comic-Con is when I saw Pete when I went up to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
I've been traveling. Right before we made the southern trip down to Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee.
Arkansas,
too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
A week before that, I was in Oklahoma City and Kansas for a couple of days.
And 2 weeks before that, I was in Rhode Island. And lest we forget, we were in Texas. This ain't Texas. We were in Texas in September.
What was in Texas in September?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-wife's sisters.
Yep.
So you had a chance to meet
that side of
the family.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was welcoming. There weren't any issues. You also met her Castle's grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just my parents that she's met. She's also met.
I've literally met everyone except for you, Uncle Nick. Like, come on now. Come on. I have literally met his former in-laws. And that whole side of the family, like the sisters, their children, I'd have met everyone except for you. Like, this is problematic.
It is problematic. We should fix this.
Mm-hmm. You got 24 hours, sir.
And the picture that we're displaying here to wrap up 2024 is my dad, his wife, Michelle, and I in the great state of Mississippi. Tell them about Gunline Boss. Where's that from?
I wouldn't know if I'd say the great state of Mississippi.
That was the line that it was in.
Of course, in the Union.
I'm not saying that Mississippi's a great state. However, if Mississippi wants to give us a studio, I think I could move to Mississippi.
I couldn't. So when we were at the sculpture garden, and I was like, I love Montgomery, except it's in the state of Alabama. And when we were in Nashville, I was like, I love Nashville. I could live in Nashville if not for the fact that it's in Tennessee. Like, those things still hold true. Like, it can all be true at one time.
True. No doubt.
Because I don't know if you saw the message, but, we were up Wood's house on Wednesday. And then what night was it storming? Saturday night? She was like, they were in a tornado warning.
Oh,
and
wow.
They literally had to evacuate into like their hallway because that's their shelter place, like their shelter in place. I'm like, we were just there. This is why I can't live in this house.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see that message.
Mm-hmm.
Was that y'all communicated over chat or text?
It was a text with all three of us.
Oh, I missed all of that. But I was focused on, driving and getting to our destination safely. Which, speaking of, so we do a lot of traveling.
We do.
I would say I'm the primary driver, but I'm not the only driver. Michelle is very capable of safely getting us to our destinations. And it was a common question that people asked was I doing all of the driving or did she share some of the burden? No, she happily shared some of the burden, but we planned it out. We talked about it so that at least we knew that the other person was rested and made it work out for us.
Because I have limitations. Despite the glasses, I should not, because of my astigmatism and stuff like that, I should not drive at night, especially along highways that don't have street lights. So if it was a night shift, I couldn't drive it. And then because of the same vision issues, I should not be driving in heavy rain, especially when it's dark. So he had to be the driver during those times.
Now, what's coming up in 2025? There's a couple of big things. Let's start with
what's not coming up in 2025.
Yeah. Let's start with January. I'm having surgery. I'm having a major surgery.
Major heart surgery.
A major surgery. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I am every day working towards peace with the fact that you are having heart surgery. Because it's not like respectfully, I got nervous when I had my gallbladder removed, which was laparoscopic. Literally, I have like 3 little incisions. You can probably never, ever see them. One of them is in my belly button. Like, you legitimately can't see it. And then I had my foot surgery, which I think the surgery took all of like 15 minutes, if that, to remove the cyst, which is still sensitive, but hey, that's neither here nor there. But those are the 2 surgical procedures that I had. And they were wham, bam, thank you, ma'am procedures. You are having heart surgery.
It's a major surgery.
It's a major surgery. It's a 3 to 4 hour procedure, an automatic overnight stay at the hospital. Like, this is a big thing. And it is something that I am pressing towards daily acceptance of it. So it's like, on the one hand, I was so excited to do all of these things, winter break, but then on the flip side, that means that January is here. January is here on Wednesday, which means that your surgery date is upcoming. And there's going to be a lot of fasting and prayer because it's a lot. It's a lot.
So I've asked, well, I don't think I've asked you, but I plan on asking you. Michelle's going to be the primary point person for knowing how everything's going and everything like that. So if there's anybody that cares enough that wants to, I'm actually asking to reach out to her. It's okay to reach out to her. If you are somebody that doesn't have her number that we know, strangers, I don't think that would be an appropriate thing. But so like Nate, I don't know if Nate has your number. I'll make sure that he has it. That way, everybody that should have updates are going to have the updates and things like that. To my mom, I know you were talking about coming up here. I don't think you should.
So here's what I'll say about your surgery. When you had COVID and we found out that you had to stay in the hospital overnight, I kept everyone informed.
Oh yeah, you did.
That is me. I will reach out. I will send you, there are 2 tiered lists for his surgical procedure. Either you want all the details and I will give you all the technical terms because I have my fake WebMD doctorate, so I got you. I'll hit you with all the medical terms. Or if you want level 2, like Castle wants, which is, that just keep me posted and keep me updated. Let me know which team you're on. Team 1, you want all the deets. Team 2, you want the scaled down version. Let me know. That does not mean you got to call me like every 2 seconds because I'm going to be in my prayer closet. Like, I just give me that time to deal with that and to process, but I will effectively communicate because I'm a business person. I will effectively communicate with all of you all to let you know what is going on.
And I just realized that while we said I'm having heart surgery, I didn't necessarily say what for, and I don't mind sharing it. I'm getting an implantable defibrillator put in. And it's one of those that the electrocardio specialist dude, and I always say the actual name wrong because I don't really know. Something like that.
Which one? The electrophysicist?
Yeah,
okay.
That dude. It's one of those that it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what your uncle said.
He said, boy, you crazy. It'll take an army to keep your mom away. Yeah, but like that's an added thing that I don't want Michelle to have to deal with.
Do you want the real on here? Would you rather me say it?
Go ahead.
So his procedure, we live in one county. The procedure is all the way over in Baltimore City. So it's a 1 hour commute. So if anyone were coming up here for that procedure, it's that added, okay, let me make sure my man is safe, alive, and okay. And so that his hospital staff know that I'm that one that you need to keep updated. And then me also having to make sure that someone else is okay. And I say this with love because I love your mom. I love your entire family. There's not a single person I don't love. But my focus for that weekend is on him.
And
that's where it is.
It should.
It's on my man. I am not going to have the bandwidth to make sure that someone else gets picked up from the airport on time. I'm not going to have the bandwidth to make sure that someone is, their hotel is okay, that they have transportation. That is not a priority. My priority is my man, where it should be, where it will be. So that's just, so unless you are self-sufficient and you can handle everything on your own and you just going to sit there by your text messages, I say this lovingly, my priority is him.
Which is like my sister. So my sister, she's a nurse. She's looking at becoming a nurse practitioner. Shout out to Shy. Let me say her name very publicly. She talked about flying here from Texas to, just be here. And I'm like, and she is self-sufficient. She can get her own hotel, her own rental car, all of that jazz, and take care of herself. But I'm like, no, I'm straight. I got Michelle. I'll be all right. Now, I'm going to say, because I asked you how you're feeling about it. I'm feeling good about it now, but it took me a while to get there.
Yeah.
I went through Reddit because I don't know anybody that has one. So I'm good about if I know that, you've got something that I'm about to go through, like, let me ask you questions. I know that everybody's different, but that can kind of help me get myself at ease. So I just consumed content online, Reddit post. I made a TikTok about it, and there were several people that commented that, talked about how it was for them or a loved one that they had. So it doesn't seem like it's that bad, but it's still not a sneezing thing to just, I'm going to have this, but don't worry, I'll be all right. So, yeah, I'm good now. I'm looking dead in your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm good. We're straight. To me, it is what it is. But I do want to say thanks for, being that one. Because we did have some challenges in 2024.
We did. We had some communication glitches, which leads us to the part where I can say communication is either the rock foundation that you build your relationship on, or it is the rock that demolishes and destroys your relationship. If you communicate effectively, your relationship will find success. If you don't, your relationship will meet its demise. And that is something that we learned the difficult way. And I will say because although King has been married before, and I don't say this in a cocky way, but it sounds kind of arrogant, he's never been with someone like me before who is dealing with so many internal things that's going on.
Ooh,
and learning how to cope with that, learning how to be with someone who has PTSD from childhood and sexual trauma, learning how to be with someone who has ADHD, and the H is very, very prevalent in what she does, learning to be with someone's depression and anxiety. Those are all like new things to King that he had to adjust to throughout the course of our relationship. And this year, it got interesting.
Speaking to that, there's something that I heard that it makes all the sense in the world to me. I don't care that you know how to love. I need you to know how to love me.
Yeah.
And vice versa, right? It doesn't matter that I've done anything with anybody else or I have this knowledge of this or that knowledge of that. It's what's my knowledge of you, right? And can I deliver that for you? Because in reality, if I can't, that's fine. Then it would have meant, and I'm not saying like me and you, but it meant that person A is not meant for person B if person A can't deliver for person B,
right?
And knowledge of that person. So you can say, oh, like I mean, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. Okay, but are you good at that for me, and vice versa? That's key. It doesn't matter, what your history is like. How am I for you, and how are you for me? And I think that is key in that situation. And I bring this up as a joke because I was like, well, if something were to happen that the trajectory didn't go like how it is, I started looking up businesses for nurses who I could ask that could help, because they say that you can't drive yourself and that they won't schedule it if you don't have a named person that is there to drive and take you home. So I started to kind of work some things in the background to make sure that it was going to be okay. And I'm surprised Sean just didn't pull a hamstring.
I was trying not to laugh. I was holding it in.
They said, what would you pull up if your daughter was having surgery? I would say I would ask her what it was that she would like from me, right? Because I have an understanding that she may not need for me to like be in the mix, but I also know how to take care of myself. So I could pull up and be in the background, not needing you to keep me up with anything. I'll just say, hey, I'm coming in town. Whoever's the person that's there for her, here's my number. I'm not going to be reaching out to you for updates, but if you have my information and you need something, reach out to me. That's the kind of person I am, because I've been in various scenarios kind of around this to know that everybody's different. So I would make myself available and then let you give me the plan for what it is that you need. So, like, if my mom were to say, well, I'm coming anyway, that's fine. Michelle is going to lovingly tell her, this is what I need you to do. And it might be, I need you to be over in the corner, shut up and color.
What is it?
You wouldn't, but y'all get what I'm saying.
And I think like that's a big thing about relationships, right? Because again, this is a relationship podcast. So often I think people get into relationships and they feel like they have to please the family and friends of the person that they're with. I made a vow to him. I made a commitment to him. I love your family. I didn't make that commitment to them. I didn't make that vow to them. I made it to you and you to me. So that's where our priority lie. So often people do forget that like one part, that when you come together as a unit with someone, it is forsaking other family. So like respectfully.
Oh, we are live on TikTok. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, TikTok, if you're commenting, we don't see it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see if we can get that fixed.
Let's see. Do I have another device that I could pull that up on? Nope, because my thing's over there.
All right. So 2025, a couple of other things. Castle's graduating. I'm not going to say it that way.
You were about to say something.
I was about to say something. Ignorance. I mean, not ignorant, ignorance. But she's going to be graduating, and I'm looking forward to that. A couple of weeks after she graduates, we are going to go to
Japan.
Oh my goodness.
So speaking of people, so we didn't see our TikTok stream. I apologize, y'all. His aunt is commenting over there. So
hey, we also had
Uncle
Lexi
Nate,
in the building.
Your sister is over there commenting.
Noonie done popped into the building. Yeah, we gotta pull in those comments in the future.
Yeah, so we about that. But yes, we do see some people over there. So Lexi is over there.
Shout out to Lexi. That's one of the Afro adjacents.
Okay. And then Aunt Dondra is over in there as well. So apologies.
All right. Japan. 2025.
Yes.
You've never been.
Never been.
I've been before. I was in Okinawa for 3 years, from 2006 to 2009, when I was married. Was born there, but hasn't been back since she left when she was almost turning 2. So this will be a graduation gift for her, an experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it, getting that international passport stamped. Our second time that we would have used our passports.
Bam.
Being a couple.
Oh, speaking of which, I got to go. Did I take a picture of my passport?
For what?
Don't you need it when you're booking the plane tickets?
When I kind of briefly looked, as I was looking at them prices, no.
Okay,
I think you need you need the information that's on there.
But that's what I'm saying. Oh. Did I take a picture of it? Because mine is in the bank. Okay,
you should take the time to go get that tomorrow if the bank's open on New Year's Eve, because we're going to be booking it relatively soon.
The bank should be open. I just have to remember to get my key and go. Okay.
Smart HQ said, having another kid? No.
Never. That is not a thing. The only kids I have are my students. I do not want to have any children. No, thank you.
And I got snipped, so it's not happy. Said, bring me back a sweater. Are you trying to get me arrested.
Right, like a black bringing back a sword from Japan. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see.
And then everything goes according to plan. We're gonna end the year moving in together.
Yeah.
So that's that. I'm gonna talk about one quick thing.
Okay.
We met your cousins today.
Oh, he got to meet my cousin Aisha and her husband Thomas, which you love. And then we saw. I feel bad, like I don't want to say it with like no enthusiasm. Aaron, we got to see my cousin Aaron again.
What was one thing that stood out to you that was kind of interesting? Let's see if we're on the same page about it.
Oh, because it was a new situation for you. So I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be in agreement on this. But what was interesting to me is both of them are younger than me. Not by a whole lot, by like 3 to 4 years. Okay. So what was interesting to me was just like hearing that wisdom and that knowledge, like come from my younger cousins. Like I don't care how old they get, they're always gonna be my younger cousins.
Okay.
All right. What was yours?
How long have they been together?
Oh, Aisha and her husband.
I'll let you tell it.
Oh, okay. Aisha and her husband. We're not talking just married, but just like in general, they've been together for less time than King and I have been together.
I was like, oh.
And so they are married. They got married in September. Yeah.
Again, they've been together less time than Michelle and I have been together and already married. Now, I want to speak on that. That is fantastic for them.
Yeah, let me hear you speak on that.
That is fantastic for them. They also talked about how even with the title change, right, they don't necessarily feel any different about each other. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that your cousin talked about was how dope it is to, know that there's somebody that like has their back. So like all of those elements there for them to have a healthy relationship. And it's the same thing that I look at when I'm looking at our relationship. One of the things that people ask me all the time, and y'all, it's bad to ask me this, is, so you gonna do it? You gonna make her an honest woman? And I said, it's like, I used to say that I was afraid of it. I'm just gonna be straight up, right? This is me being hot, honest, open, and transparent. Shout out to the Real Precious. I used to say that the thought of marriage again made my skin itch. It doesn't anymore, but I'm also not rushing to have a title change just for the sake of a title change, right? There's all other kind of elements where you consider spiritual stuff and religion and how society views, it. Because, let's just call a spade a spade. In the eyes of society, they get a little bit more legitimacy as a couple than we do.
Yeah, married couples. So couples like because both of my cousins that were there today, they're both married. So both of them get a little bit more legitimacy than we do. Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't change how we feel about each other. It doesn't change the dynamics of this relationship. And it's not. It ain't something like that. I just go to bed like, ooh, I'm gonna make her my wife. I don't get those feelings, and it's one of those things that I'm not saying never.
Wait a minute, but you don't go to sleep with us. I want to marry her.
No.
Well, who sings that song? Was it from Waiting to Exhale, where he's like, "I'm going to make you my wife" and all that? That song doesn't run through your head?
No.
When you were sleeping on the couch over there not too long ago, you were laughing and you were like smiling, and in my head I was like, he's thinking of our wedding day. That's where his mind is. He's thinking of our wedding day, and it just brings him so much joy. He's so happy right now. That's not where you are?
No, I was thinking about how Buc-ee's must be hot in that outfit at the Buc-ee's gas stations.
Whatever.
So I'm just saying. But I thought that was interesting. And I'm like, oh, I know Michelle's going to have something to say about that.
I actually didn't. I really didn't. I was cool with it.
No doubt.
Pete says, is he coming to the wedding? Of course you are.
To whose wedding?
You and Tarika will be the first two people to get the invitation for December 32nd.
I like how you did that. I almost missed it. We've got some things that we're also going to be doing different with the channel and stuff as well. So just tap in, y'all. Tap in. To everybody that has donated and stuff in the past, to our Cash App that's in the description, y'all, thank you. We take literally every cent and reinvest it back into our live stream. So when the studio gets fixed here, we're going to be down there. Y'all get the chance to see that. I think we're going to have some new hardware coming. Coming soon. That's the stuff that I'm kind of cooking up for that, and that's made possible by the viewers,
by viewers like you. Remember those like PBS
commercials
PBS. Or whatever they were. All of this is possible because of viewers like you.
So, thank y'all for tuning in. Pete, Nate, Free T,
meet me at the
Precious
altar in your white dress.
Whitney and the Cunninghams.
Mm-hmm.
The Harrises.
You said Tarika already?
Tarika.
Okay. We still big up to the McKenzies, even though they technically weren't this year.
The McKenzies, who Lady Di and James just found out that they're having kid number 5. Yes. And they're finally getting a girl. So y'all heard me right. 4 kids, all boys. 5th one's a girl. They had a gender reveal 2 days ago in New York City.
Okay.
Yes, because today's Monday. That happened Friday or Saturday. Saturday, because that was the heavy torrential day. Man, so many names. I've said Pete, the Harrises. I might be repeating name. Precious.
Step into Joy.
Oh, Steph into Joy.
My
yes.
Gosh.
Yes, Steph into Joy.
Joy. Steph, yes.
Pulled up from New York on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah. So we saw her the day before, day after.
Yes. Oh, and you know who else we can't forget about them? The Francises.
Jason Shan.
Yes.
Shout out to them as well. They invited us over for a
Friendsgiving. That's what. Yes.
Situation.
Yes.
And that was so much fun.
That was fun.
Forgot about that.
Oh man.
Wow.
The Lassiters. So
shout
out to my cousin. Yeah. Shout out to my cousins, Aaron and Shantae. Thank you so much for having us over. Right. If we pulled up to your house at any time this year, your house, your function, whatever, just drop a 1 in the chat. Like, we appreciate y'all so much. One of the things that King and I are doing with intentionality in 2025 is continuing to foster and nourish relationships with other couples, not for content creation per se, but because you learn so much when you hang around people who are either where you are, or who are where you desire to be. So being able to hang out with y'all has been a blessing to us, to everyone that we have been able to connect with. So Jenny and CQ, thank you for your continued love and hospitality. To Perry Production, thank you so much for allowing us to stream from your channel, for how you have blessed us as a couple. Thank you. To Sean, like, props to you, bro. Like, thank you so much for bringing us together, because it was you and Hinge that brought us together as a couple. Thank you to Ellie, who also like really brought us together. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. This is why you should never name people, because you'll forget someone. Who else like greatly contributed?
The people that comment from your side of the family every time.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Gigi, Marv,
cousin Jackie. So Jackie is Aaron and Aisha's aunt. Okay. And then cousin Natty, thank you. That's
Brenda.
Brenda. Miss Brenda. my bonus mom, my dad, my sil. So my sister-in-law, she's popped in several times. Shout out to Wendy, shout out to Sai and the boys, my nephews. Love y'all. Oh, so I want to say Dawn. Dawn is one of my sisters in Christ. She's also like one of my colleagues. She's just my sister in general. I want to say thank you to her because she watches she's not on any social media thing, so she watches us on YouTube.
Dope.
Shout out to Chef Q who holds us down
on Chef Q
on the audio content on what's that? Does she Spotify?
Spotify.
She catches us on Spotify. So shout out to Chef Q. Who else?
I think that's it. I think we've covered people that have been real consistent.
If we're forgetting someone, we're too.
And Queenie wants to say thank you as well. Queenie is Queenie came into the picture shortly after Michelle and I met.
I'll tell this story while you pull up the one from the picture from yesterday too.
Okay.
So I was supposed to go, like this is how God works. King and I were introduced to one another 2 days after his birthday. And we were just friends, right? Like we were just friends. I had a birthday trip scheduled. So for 28 days later, I had a birthday. I was supposed to go to St. Louis, and unknown surprise to others, I was supposed to meet up with this guy that I had met in this. Like he and I were going to go, not same hotel rooms or anything, not even same hotel. We were just going to go and like hang out together one of the days that I was in St. Louis for my birthday. And I live up to my last name. I'm normally early for everything, not even on time. But the night before my flight, I ended up staying up really late, packing, doing all the things. And I took a shower and I got in my bed to take a nap. And I ended up missing my flight.
Which you have to know her to know that last thing you would have ever expected her to do is to miss a flight.
Because I don't do that. Like I don't show up places late. So I missed my flight and I called King because I woke up at him and I live an hour away from the airport and my flight was departing at 6:00 and there was no way I was going to make it because I would still have to get over there. I would still have to park my car. Then I would have to like go through security and there was no way I was going to make it on time. So I just called it a wash, but I called King and I was like crying. And I talked to him. He was like, still go take the weekend for yourself. So I drove to National Harbor, booked a hotel room, and I ended up going over to Build-A-Bear. And when I was at Build-A-Bear, I created a bear for my birthday, right? And if you've ever been to Build-A-Bear, you have to name your bear. Well, his name is King. And I named the bear Queenie because everything I own has an E type of name. So it ends in either an I, IE, or a Y. Everything I own ends that way. So I named the bear Queenie as a tribute or homage in a way to King. Because in my head, even before missing the flight and everything, in my head, I knew we were going to be together.
Not me.
As his ex-wife said, and we are MFEO, made for each other. So I knew then, even though we weren't a couple at that time. And I do thank God because I don't know if we would be a thing had I not missed that flight. So I count it all joy. Southwest had refunded me my money, like everything. The hotel didn't charge me for cancellation. They had people who needed the rooms, like everything just worked out. And then here we are 2 years later.
How long had you had Queenie before I made the connection? Right? Because it wasn't an immediate
like
thing.
A year?
Yeah, it was like
a
months.
year. It was a year or so before you made the connection. Like, wait a minute. I was like, yes, baby. Yeah. Queenie is in tribute to you.
So, yep.
Bam! Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Queenie comes with us on most of our trips as well. Are we going to bring Queenie international? Queenie should come.
We gonna have to figure out how, because like when we drive and stuff like that, it is what it is. But yeah, get Queenie's little passport and get it stamped. I can see us now. I can see us now showing up at the Japanese line, and they're like stamping all of our passports, and we hand them this little Build-A-Bear paw port, and we're like, "Can you stamp that too?"
You know what?
And I don't know Japanese. I only know Chinese. I only know Mandarin. So I can imagine me saying that in Chinese, like, shit, thank you.
Going into Japan, they'd be down for it. Coming back into the US, they might stare at us kind of.
Honestly, yeah, what if they try to like put her through inspections or something like that? She's just a bear. She just has stuffing on the inside.
But y'all, seriously, to everybody that we named, to the people that we missed as well, we do love you. Thank you for the continued support in us. Mm-hmm. Anything else to close out?
Whatever y'all do tomorrow night, be safe. Please leave the negativity, the hatred, all the bad stuff, the habits that you should be breaking. Leave all of that in 2024. Don't carry that into Wednesday morning. Let this new year bring peace and prosperity for you in all that you do.
All of what she said. All right.
Bars. Okay.
Well, that is the end of our live stream, y'all. Thank you. If you hadn't hit the like button yet, please mash that like button, and we will see y'all next Monday. What is it? Lunes? Miércoles?
I studied Mandarin, and I don't even know it in Mandarin.
Word. All right, y'all. Peace.
I love you, baby.
Love you. See y'all.